You're sitting at a kitchen table that cost $40. It wobbles if you lean on the left side. There's a pen, a printed form from LegalZoom, and a calculator you took from the junk drawer. The filing fee is $350. You know this because you've checked 4 times. Across from you, an empty chair. The plate he used every morning is still in the cabinet. You haven't moved it. You just stopped opening that side. Now, you're sitting at a kitchen table that cost $6,000. Marble. The wine fridge hums behind you. There's a laptop open to your attorney's email, $475 an hour, and she's CC'd the forensic accountant. The filing alone will cost more than the other kitchen's entire divorce. Across from you, an empty chair. The indent where she always sat is still in the cushion. You notice it every morning. You sit on the other side now. Same table, same empty chair, same city. The distance between these 2 kitchens is about $200,000 in legal fees and a forensic accountant. But the feeling, the one where your life is being divided into columns on a spreadsheet, is the same on every floor.
40% of marriages in America end here, at this table, with this chair. The only question is how much the table costs. You file the papers yourself, not because you want to, because $270 an hour isn't a number that exists in your life. You found the forms on LegalZoom at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday, printed them at the library, 20 cents a page. You sat in your car in the parking lot and read the first question, list all marital assets, and almost laughed. The car you're sitting in, half a savings account with $900 in it. The filing fee is $350. That's 4 days of take-home pay after taxes. You can't afford an attorney. This isn't a choice. It's arithmetic. The splitting is the first thing divorce takes from you. Not the relationship, the math. 2 people running on 1 paycheck now need 2 of everything. 2 apartments, 2 electric bills, 2 half-empty refrigerators where there used to be 1 full one. You stay in the apartment. He moves back with his mother. The closet has gaps where his shirts were. The bathroom counter has 1 toothbrush. You keep finding his socks in the laundry for 3 weeks. Every sock is a tiny detonation.
Child support gets calculated on a state worksheet. Your income, his income. Number of overnights. Each overnight your daughter spends at his mother's house is worth $200 a month. You didn't know a child's Tuesday night had a dollar value. Now it does. You sign the papers at your kitchen table. The pen is from a hotel you stayed at 3 years ago, the last vacation you took as a couple. Total cost of your divorce, $500, $800. What it actually cost? The version of your life where the math worked because someone else was doing half of it. $50,000, $75,000. Add $25,000 to your life. Watch what moves. The kitchen has a dishwasher. Now, the table is from IKEA, the real one, not the particle board one. For the first time in this story, a lawyer enters the room. Not your own, a shared one. Consulted awkwardly at $270 an hour. Total legal cost? $2,000 to $5,000. Mediation is the realistic path. $3,500 to $6,000.
The house is the battlefield. You owe $180,000 on a house worth $195,000. Neither of you can buy the other out, so you sell. After the mortgage, realtor fees, and closing costs, you split $4,200. Each of you walks away with $2,100 from the biggest purchase of your lives. Your retirement accounts get split through a QDRO, a Qualified Domestic Relations Order. You've never heard this term, and you'll never forget it. It costs $500 to $1,500 to process the paperwork that divides your future self's money. Health insurance. You are on her plan. Divorce means you're off it. Cobra costs $600 a month. And the hidden cost nobody puts on the spreadsheet? The second apartment in the same school district. Your kid needs to stay in his school. The only rentals in that zone start at $1,400. Your total family housing just went from $1,600 to $2,700. Same kid, same school, different doors. Total cost of your divorce? $7,000, $15,000.
What it actually cost? The house, half your retirement, your health insurance, and the discovery that a QDRO can undo 20 years of compound interest in a single afternoon. $100,000, the contested zone, enough to fight over, not enough to fight comfortably. Your attorney costs $270 an hour. Hers costs $310. Every email is a billable event. You learn there's no such thing as a quick question when someone bills in 6-minute increments. A 3-minute email costs $27. You stop asking questions. This is the first way your divorce makes you quieter. Total legal cost? $15,000 to $30,000 per spouse. 15% of your net worth goes to the people dividing it. Custody is where the money burns fastest. A single overnight per week is worth $43,200 to $86,400 over the life of the agreement. Your Tuesday night with your daughter isn't a Tuesday night. It's an $86,000 asset. And both of you have lawyers who know this. The family home appraised at $385,000. The $165,000 in equity is the largest single asset in your marriage. The pencil marks on the kitchen door frame that track how tall the kids have gotten, those are in the house too. Nobody appraises pencil marks. You settle. You give up the house. You take a larger share of the retirement account. This feels like a win until your accountant explains that $165,000 in home equity is tax-free, but $165,000 in 401k is pre-tax. You traded a tax-free asset for a taxable asset. Nobody told you. You lose 2 to 4 weeks of work productivity. You show up, you sit at your desk, your body is there. Your mind is in a conference room dividing silverware. You can see both floors from here. The couple below, filing their own papers, splitting $4,200, and the couple above, with the forensic accountant and the $475 an hour attorney. You're in the middle. You pay enough to suffer, but not enough to be protected. Total cost of your divorce, $30,000 to $60,000.
What it actually cost? A tax mistake nobody caught, and the realization that your Tuesday nights have a price. At $200,000 a year, you'd think divorce gets easier. You'd be wrong. It gets more expensive to be devastated. The kitchen is open concept now. Quartz countertops, a KitchenAid mixer you used twice. The table seats 6. You bought it when you still hosted dinner parties. Now you eat takeout from a container, because cooking for one in a kitchen built for entertaining feels like a performance with no audience. Your attorney charges $375 an hour. You have your own this time. She has one too. His bill's $410. Between you, the team includes 2 attorneys, a financial advisor, and a parenting coordinator at $200 an hour. Total legal cost, $50,000 to $100,000.
This is where the forensic accountant enters. Their job, to value things you didn't know had value. Your stock options, the ones that vest over 4 years, the ones you got at Series B. They were a bet, now they're worth $340,000, and your spouse's attorney wants half. The forensic accountant charges $5,000 to $15,000 to determine what they're worth today, at vesting, and what discount to apply if the company tanks. RSUs, deferred comp, a March bonus. Each needs its own row on a spreadsheet your attorney reviews at $375 an hour. Alimony lands differently here. Lifestyle maintained during the marriage, the most expensive sentence in American family law. Your spouse is legally entitled to keep living the way they lived when you were together. You built that life on 2 incomes. Now you're funding it on 1. The golden handcuffs. You make $210,000 after taxes, mortgage, alimony, child support, your own rent, insurance, and basics, $18,000. $18,000 of discretionary income on a $210,000 salary. You make more than 95% of Americans, and you are budgeting like you make $40,000.
More money didn't protect you. It gave you more to lose, and more people whose job it is to help you lose it. Total cost of your divorce, $50,000, $100,000. What it actually cost, the discovery that $200,000 a year can feel broke when it's being split 5 ways, and none of the 5 ways is yours. Double it again, $400,000. The kitchen has a wine fridge and a second oven. The table is walnut, custom. You remember picking it out together, arguing about whether the leaf was necessary. You bought the leaf. You haven't used it once since she left. Your legal team is now a team. Attorney at $475, hers at $500. Forensic accountant, financial advisor, parenting coordinator. Legal fees alone, $75,000 to $150,000. The prenup, if you have one, gets tested here. Yours was drafted 12 years ago. It says the house is yours. Her attorney argues the $95,000 renovation was marital funds, entitling her to a share of the appreciated value. Your prenup is now a $40,000 legal dispute about what marital contribution means.
If you don't have one, everything is marital. The house, the cars, all 4 retirement accounts, the artwork she bought in Miami that you thought was a waste, now appraised at $22,000. You owe her half of things you never wanted. The IRS. The surprise nobody prepares for. House appraised at $1,200,000, bought for $680,000. Selling while married, the exclusion is $500,000. Selling after divorce, filing single, it drops to $250,000. Taxable gain jumps to $270,000. At your bracket, a $72,000 tax bill nobody budgeted for. The IRS just became the third party in your divorce. The QDRO at this level splits accounts worth $800,000 to $1.2 million. The processing fee is still $1,500. The same $1,500 the couple at $50,000 paid to split their $40,000 retirement. The form's perfect inability to distinguish between their account and yours, that's the most democratic thing about divorce.
You sit at the walnut table, the one with the unnecessary leaf. A stack of documents 3 inches thick. You pour a glass from the wine fridge. You don't taste it. You're reading a number on page 47. The total when legal fees, tax events, asset division, and lifestyle restructuring are included. The number is $350,000. You close the report. You look at the empty care. Total cost, $75,000, $200,000 in direct fees, $350,000 plus when you include everything. What it actually cost, the realization that the IRS was always your silent partner, and they don't negotiate. $500,000, $1 million plus. This isn't a divorce, it's a corporate dissolution, and the CEO is you. Your attorney charges $650 an hour. The consultation, just to explain your situation, was $2,500. At $50,000, you couldn't afford a lawyer. At $200,000, every email made you wince. At $650, the money isn't the pain anymore. The pain is what the money is being spent to dismantle.
Your team, 2 attorneys, a forensic accountant, a business valuation expert, a financial planner, a parenting coordinator, a therapist, and a private investigator on a separate retainer, not for infidelity, but for the offshore account her brother mentioned at Thanksgiving. Total legal cost, $200,000 to $500,000. The business. This is the story nobody tells at the lower floors. You built a company over 15 years, started in your garage. Now it employs 47 people and generates $3,200,000. The valuation expert says $4,800,000. Her expert says $6,100,000. The $1,300,000 gap is what the attorneys will argue about for 7 months. She wants half, not revenue, the entity. Either you buy her out or sell. The buyout requires liquidity you don't have because your net worth is the company. A QDRO doesn't work here. What works
is a check, $2,400,000 or $3 million, depending on which valuation the judge believes.
11 people at the conference table, all being paid. None of them are you. A foot-high stack of documents listing every asset. The house, the vacation property, the business, the retirement accounts, and a wine collection appraised at $34,000 by a specialist you didn't know existed. Total cost? $200,000 to $500,000 in fees. Millions when you include the business buyout and asset division. What it actually cost the company. 15 years of mornings, weekends, and risk. Column B, row 47, divisible. You're sitting at a kitchen table. Maybe it costs $40 and wobbles on the left side. Maybe it costs $6,000 and the wine fridge hums behind you. Maybe it's walnut with an unnecessary leaf. Maybe it's in a conference room and 11 people are billing you. The table is different on every floor. The papers are different. The numbers are different. The attorneys are different. The chair across from you is the same. It's empty on every floor. The pencil marks are still on the door frame. The socks still show up in the laundry. The wine doesn't taste like anything.
Divorce doesn't cost $500. It doesn't cost $500,000. It costs the version of your life you were building with someone else. The floor plan you drew together. The rooms you hadn't finished yet. The number is different on every floor. The chair is the same.